baseball playoffs are upside down. Nobody could have projected what is happening in Major League Baseball right now. First with the wild card round and all those marquee teams got taken out. Then what happened to the 100-win teams here in the second round. The Dodgers get nailed. Hard to believe. Atlanta fighting for its life. That's even harder to believe, and so many others are gone. Complete collapse by the Dodgers. The Diamondbacks swept them. Home runs in every game. Dodgers starters, unbelievable line. 4 innings, 13 runs, 16 hits allowed by the 3 Dodger starters in that playoff series. Equally stunning. Mookie Betts, Freddie Freeman must have left their bats in Los Angeles. Those two guys went 1 for 21 at home plate. J.D. Martinez, who hit a ton of home runs during the pennant race, hit 200. Max Muncy hit 190. Lance Lynn, 4 home runs allowed in a 6-batter span in the 3rd inning of that game on Wednesday night. He finishes the season, and he is finished, 48 home runs allowed. Bobby Miller had stage fright, could not locate home plate. I thought that manager Dave Roberts just made a bunch of different mistakes that we're going to get to. They sank, I really think, under the weight of the whole Julio Urias situation, the injuries to May, Buehler, and Gonsolin. They just flat ran out of pitchers. At the end of the day, you have to view this as an unmitigated Dave Roberts-led failure. You know, for all the great years that Dave Roberts has had in the Dodger dugout, and this record 748 career wins, highest winning percentage in Dodger history that includes Tommy Lasorda and Smokey Alston, they have really faltered in postseason. I counted, this is the 4th postseason that Dave Roberts has managed in which I think he's made mistakes. Mishandling pitching, who got the start, should they have pitched at home versus on the road, did you leave him in too long? If they're scuffling, why don't you just make it a bullpen day? This is the 4th time in a decade plus that I don't think Dave Roberts has done a good job. You know, 111 wins a year ago, and they lost to the Padres. 100 wins this season, and they lose to Arizona. And, you know, as mystical as his record is as a Dodgers manager in season, his postseason record is 45-39. It's just a shade over 500 with all the talent that they win with and all those division titles that they've won with at Dodger Stadium. I thought he mishandled the pitching staff multiple times. You recall the Max Scherzer year. You recall the bullpen being overworked. You recall Clayton Kershaw being asked to come out of the bullpen in between starts. But Bob Costas just bashed the Dodger leadership. The big picture, yeah, that's great, what you do from April through the end of September. But the overall picture, the postseason record picture, is really, really important. So now the Dodgers have an off season to evaluate that manager and whether or not he's doing the right thing at the most important time of the season, the end of the season in October. Off season, hold your breath. Will it be Ohtani as a Christmas gift to Dodger fans? Off season, stay the course. Don't make any radical changes because you can get all those injured pitchers coming off surgery back. So at the end of the day, here's my question. As good as Dave Roberts has been, hey, Dodger fan, join us in Fans Forum. Do you think they need to evaluate this manager? Have they gone as far as they can go with this manager and the success in the regular season that's turned into failure in the postseason? John, your turn to stand up and shout.
It's just classic choke job by the LA Dodgers again. And it's inexplicable. And, you know, we're praising the organization for their consistency in winning division titles. But yeah, I mean, with the exception of the short season
World Series,
and then the asterisk of the one against the cheaters in 2017, they generally come up short. And I can't explain it. Now, the fans, apparently, they've been calling for Dave Roberts' head now this has been going on for a number of years, specifically about mishandling the pitching staff. So, I mean, what did you see that really kind of rubbed you the wrong way?
I wouldn't say rubbed me the wrong way. I just did not understand the ideology. You got Lance Lynn, who came from the White Sox, dragged a terrible home run record with him. Lance Lynn had pitched well at Dodger Stadium. Kershaw, for whatever reason, imploded game one. Should you have gone to Lance Lynn because he pitched well at Dodger Stadium to try to get the series even and make it 1-1 before you go on the road? They didn't. They went to Bobby Miller, who's had a lot of really good starts, home and road. And I thought Bobby Miller just was overwhelmed. I thought he was freaked out. I thought maybe he was trying to throw too hard. He had no location at all, and it was miserable to see. He's going to be he's a really good major league pitcher and a young arm. But if they'd gone to Lance Lynn, where he pitched well in a comfort zone at Chavez Ravine, and even the series 1-1, that changes the scope of a bunch of things. And instead, Bobby Miller can't get out of the second inning, and now you're down 0-2, and now you got Lance Lynn going on the road. And I know he's 100 years old, and he's got amazing durability, but he gives up home runs, and now he's there giving up bombs 4 in 1 inning, 4 in a 6 batter span. I've watched baseball a long time. I've never, ever seen that. So this comes on top of the Kershaw handling a year ago, comes on top of the Scherzer situation a couple years back, comes on top of the misuse, overuse of the bullpen 5 years ago. So I'm asking a question. Do the Dodgers executives need to evaluate whether they've gone as far as they can with this guy as manager?
Well, you said that he has a better winning percentage than Walter Alston, than Tommy Lasorda.
Exactly.
So it'd be unbelievable to fire the guy. I mean, he's like maybe the Marty Schottenheimer of baseball, where he does great in the regular season. But even if he had gotten the pitching dialed in just right, let's say he was a pitching guru and made all the right choices, if Mookie and Freddie aren't hitting, it don't matter. I mean, they wouldn't have scored any runs to make it a realistic series.
I guess the thing that shocks me about the top of the batting order, I mean, this is not their first dance in postseason. And those guys just could not handle breaking balls, were swinging a junk outside the strike zone. And these are your two marquee superstars, as if this was their first time in the bright lights and they were intimidated. I mean, I was flat out shocked at the end result. Okay, we go from that to the other National League series. Phillies, home run derby. Holy cow. Who are you going to pitch around in the Philadelphia batting order? Doesn't matter because somebody else will hit it out. Bryce Harper, what a gamer. Castellanos, couple more bombs. Realmuto puts the ball in play. And the Braves have just kind of wilted. And I think this is a wear and tear factor. Max Fried had a phenomenal first 2/3 of the season. Then he had blisters, and he's not been right. He's been on and off the disabled list. They don't have Mike Soroka. He's undergone surgery. Charlie Morton's not there now. Spence Strider can't pitch every start, and he's going to come back and try to extend their season now. And the Braves' bats have kind of gone a little bit silent too, which is stunning because the back half of this past season, man, they were just clubbing people. There's something about Philadelphia's personality. It's like they're on a mission. I mean, they grind. They got dirt on the front of their uniforms. They scowl. They play all types of baseball, station to station, or bang it off the walls. There's just something about the personality of the Philadelphia Phillies that say, yeah, that's what a winner looks like. The Phillies and Bryce Harper, excuse me, off topic. Phillies and Bryce Harper are everything that the Padres and Manny Machado are not.
Yeah.
So your response, what Philadelphia has done to Atlanta so far?
Well, did you see the press conference where Bryce Harper was saying, man, I love Philadelphia. I love my guys. And it was all this positive vibes, all these positive energies that we never saw from the Padres. But yeah, the Phillies got off to a slow start, just like San Diego did. But then they turned it around. They figured it out. And all season long, Atlanta had been just world beaters. I thought Atlanta was going to roll through here. Now, Atlanta still has a chance. They got to win the last two. And they've got their two best pitchers going, right? Isn't it Fried and Strider going to pitch?
Strider's pitching Thursday night.
Okay. All right. So, they got a shot. But, because Acuna is just so terrific, and little Ozzy Albies, that dude can slam the ball. But, yeah, I'm surprised as well. I mean, it seems like the Phillies were hot last year. They're hot again this year. And if they get the D-backs on the other side of this in the NLCS, the Phillies could be in the World Series the second year in a row.
Snap your fingers. That thing could be over real quick.
Yeah.
Because that's Philadelphia. That is Citizens Bank Ball Yard, which is a bandbox. So really, really interesting. That's the National League. Again, Fans Forum box is open. Chat room. Tell us your reaction to the Dodgers. Dave Roberts. Hold him to blame? Go further with him? Or the Dodgers need to evaluate the guy? Let's talk about the American